Good news, Year 12s. Today we're going to continue on your favourite tradition of Exam Question Friday. Even better news is those who normally claim they haven't got a calc with them, well, and it's left at home, you should be at home, so you should have your calcs. So if you could get your calculators out and ready to go, we're going to look at this 10 marker today in time series. So I'm going to go through it quickly, and then I'm going to give you an opportunity to do one yourself. Here we go. So this question is looking at 3-point data, meaning we have a 3-point moving average. So the first thing we need to do here, it says, is calculate the values of A, B and C. So I'm going to start with A. So A is in the table here and it wants a 3-day mean. That should be pretty straightforward. All we need to do is add these three up, divided by 3, and we'll get our value for A. So our value for A, if we add 66, 87 and 83, we divide that by 3, we will get 78. Okay, that's an easy mark. Let's grab the second mark now. So now we're looking for B. Now B is in the table and it is one of the three-day mean percentages that we're after. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow our percentage rule. So we're going to start with the 85. We're going to divide that by the average of 76 and we're going to times it by 100 to turn it into a percentage. By doing 85 divided by 76 and timesing by 100, we'll get ourselves 111.8%. So that's our answer for B, 111.8. Okay, and now we're going to look for C. C is slightly harder. C is in reverse. So what I'll do is I'll write out the formula. So normally if we look at C, it falls into this little bracket here. So what we're going to be doing is you would traditionally go C divided by that 76, you'd times it by 100, and the answer it would spit out is on our table here, which is 84.2. However, we want to find the value of C. So what we're going to do is work backwards. Now you have got your class pad, so if you wanted to, you could chuck it into a solve function. Or we could just work backwards from our formula. So we could do 84.2. We could then divide that by 100 and then times it by 76. I'll write that down. So we could go 84.2 divide 100 times 76, and that would equal our C value. So our C value when we do that is 64. So there's our first 3 marks sorted. Let's move over the page now to complete the seasonal index table. Now the first one's done for you. We know with these tables, what have I done there? Back on track. We know with these tables, what I want to be doing is finding 2 of them. So if we look at Saturday, if we get 2, we get, we know that these 3 should add up to be 3. Okay, so let's start by finding Saturday. Now with Saturday, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our table and we're going to find all the values of the percentage means for Saturday. So let's do that now. I'll do that in orange. Here we go. So the first Saturday was 107.4. We would add that. We'd then get 106.4. We'd then get 103.9. And then we'd get 107. We're going to get those 4. We're going to add them together. And we're going to divide that by 4. You will obviously show this properly in your working out. But when you do that, that would then equal 1.062. Now we can chuck 1.062 in here. Oop. There we go. And now that we've got 2, our third one is going to come for free, as I mentioned. So what we can do is we can do 3, take away 1.114, which was Friday, take away 1.062, which was Saturday, and then that will leave us with 0.824 left. So that must be my value of Sunday to make these 3 equal out to 3, because we've got 3-point average there. So then we can chuck in, I've done that again. There we go. We'll chuck that in there. So we'll go 0.824. Okay, so that is 5 marks down, 5 to go. What do we got next? So calculate D, which is the deseasonalized value of T for Friday week 4. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to get the value, and if we have a look, so we've got Friday, which is in week 4, and we're going to go across and we're going to see that the value is 79. Now to deseasonalize that value, we want to divide. So I always remember deseasonalizing is divide. To find actual values is when we times. So deseasonalize is divide. So we're going to get 79, and we're going to divide that by our seasonal index, which we know for Fridays up here, if we have a look up there, is 1.114. Now I should mention, what does 1.114 mean? Well, that means that it's 11.4% above what would be expected for the average mean of that week. So let's get 79, let's divide that by 1.114, and that is going to chuck up 70.9. Now 70.9, that's my now deseasonalized data. So basically what deseasonalized data means is, although it was giving us 79 as the actual time for Friday in week 4, we know that Friday is traditionally higher than, say, Sunday and Saturday. So we've deseasonalized it, so now we can compare that 70.9 to the 3-day mean, which was 71, and now it's pretty much spot on. Alright, last 3 marks, let's go get them. So, the equation of least squares regression line for deseasonalized data t against the day of number n is t hat, which means approximate, equals 83.0, take 1.001 n. So forecast the actual time this time the driver will take on Friday week 5 if the existing trend and seasonality continues. So what we're going to do here is we're going to first of all chuck the value of that time, so the x-axis, if we're looking on our graph going this way, into our formula. So we're finding it for Friday week 5. So if we look at this, we've got day number 1, 2 all the way through to 12, that's Sunday. So if we wanted to find Friday week 5, that would go here. So that would be at this point here. So we know the value is 13, so we'll sub that in. So we'll go t hat equals 83.0, take 1.001 in brackets 13. Once we do that, that will equal 70. So that 70 now is our value, but that's deseasonalized because that's running off this line here, and we know that this line here is our 3-point moving average, or our smooth data. So we want to know what the actual forecast specifically to Friday is, so we need to add our seasonal component in. So what we're going to do with that 70 now is we're going to multiply that by the seasonal component to give the actual value, because we know on Fridays traditionally there is more time. So we'll go 70 times by 1.114, which is the opposite to deseasonalizing, which we did here, and when you do that it will equal 78 minutes. Look at that, we have got 10 out of 10. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is give you a question to practice on the screen. Here it is. Oh, there it is. Now, what I'll ask you to do in a second is to pause the video here so that you can actually practice this question before I put up the answers. Alternatively, you can go on to Connect. If you go into the library, there is topic-specific exam prep. Go into time series, calculator assumed, and you will find a whole series of questions just like these to practice, and that is a great way for preparing for your future exams. So pause the video now. In a second, I will flick over to the answers of this. There we have some solutions. So hopefully you managed to go and get yourself 9 out of 9 there. Good luck. I hope you enjoyed Exam Friday by yourselves. It's a shame I didn't get to see all your faces, but keep ploughing through the work and stay in contact. Have a good weekend, guys. Catch you later.